I'm Sarah Tenda Menacci, and I've been at St. James since 1939.
My name is Jubilee, and I've been a member of St. James for 64 years.
Frank Buddy Lopez.
And how long have you been a member of the church?
Well, I'm 95 years old ever since I was born in this church.
My name is Frances Tiana. I began my life in the St. James Church community after I married my husband, Babe, in September 1955.
I'm Sylvia Basile, and I've been a member of St. James for 75 years.
My name is Bernice Tenda. I've been a member of St. James Church since the late 50s.
I'm Catherine Mancina, and I've been a member of St. James since 1957.
I am Betty Tiana Rosanna. My husband David Rosanna and I have been married 61 years. After moving to Northview, we became members of St. James, which has been over 50 years.
My name is Marshall Lopez, and I've been a member of this church since 1937.
My name is Sandra Kopla-Hossett, and I've been a member of St. James for 80 of my 81 years.
My name is Frances Pandora. I have been a member of St. James Church from day one that I was born.
Eleanor Amity.
How long have you been a member of St. James?
Probably in the 50s, early 50s.
I'm Mary Jo Beltry. I was born and raised in Monongah, West Virginia. I moved to Clarksburg and became a member of St. James in 1957 after I married my husband, Sam.
My name is Sylvia Jane Wolfter, and I've been a member of St. James since I moved over here in 1967.
My name is Barbara Tiano. I have been a member of St. James for about 70 years.
My name is Frank Morandi, but they call me Cheech.
And how long have you been at St. James?
I've been at St. James since 1969.
Joseph Spadaville is the name, okay.
And you've been a member?
I've been a member of St. James since 1927. Yeah, so and I'm still a member, and I'm gonna be here for a long time. I ain't leaving.
Our church was different then. We came through the front facing 21st.
We had steps come up, then you had a little platform, then you had more steps, little platform and more steps. So then that's when they changed things and moved it. But it was my church it was just one single church that's been here for all my life.
I remember that it was a traditional church with stained glass windows and pews and kneelers.
And we had one aisle going right up the center of the church, and we had a communion rail. Everybody had to kneel down, and it was a width as long as the church was wide.
Mass was in Latin. Women wore scarves and hats on their head. You went to communion at the altar at the front of the church, and as a child, you had to keep your back straight. You couldn't slouch because the nuns would reprimand you.
There was another set of steps this way to go up to the loft, the choir loft, and the organ and everything was up there, and the choir was up there.
And we always had our classes. You know, we had a balcony upstairs where the choir always sang. Then we'd have classes up there, and if the choir was busy, we'd have a class down here.
The seating arrangement, it was all facing the front. Where the choir is today, it was facing the front there. And right above it was the biggest, most beautiful crucifix. Well, crucifix can't be beautiful, but I mean, Jesus was on there. But it was the biggest crucifix that I had ever seen. I mean, you look at that, and it was so big. I mean, you could actually get in the back of the church, and you could see the nails in his hands and feet.
In fact, I don't know if you do, where the gymnasium is, upstairs there was a school. my kids went to that school. I don't know how many years, it wasn't there very long. But it just went up to, I don't know, maybe 6th grade or something.
Father Walters, yeah? Oh, he's a good man up there, I tell you, very good man, very educated. He was very adamant about getting that school over there. And him and my dad had a lot of discussion about it. My dad was a contractor, and he did a lot of talking and all. And I know a couple of times they went to Wheeling together with the plans and all that.
I was very active in the school. I even taught gym. I'm not a school teacher. And they had 2 grades in each room, 2 grades in each room.
Which is unheard of.
Mm-hmm. And Sister Mary Bernard, I remember. She was very nice.
Well, they were all nuns, you know. And some of the kids loved them, some of them they tortured, you know. But that's with nuns, you know, that's kind of the way it is. But they knew how to teach. They were very good.
What do you think about the priests we've had over the years? Are there any that were particularly special to you or your family?
You know, there was 2. There was a Father Griffin, maybe. He was fantastic with family. And then Father Lukac, and those are back in the old days. I mean, you know, my older days anyway.
Father Swallows. He just was, I mean, I liked Father Dean. I mean, I liked most of them, you know, but he was just different.
Father Walters? Well, I remember him so much because I sat with him every Wednesday night for 2 years. He was a stern priest and he was very dedicated, but at the same time, he could also be very kind.
Father Valdez was one of them. Well, he was my neighbor. I lived across the street from the church. And one Sunday, it was Easter. And Father was out shoveling the walk. We were shoveling snow. It was March, I believe, the 30th. I'm not sure what year. But we had so much snow that he was out there shoveling the snow at Easter time. And he said, "Sandra, Merry Christmas."
Well, Father Quinn had a little car. And he'd go around on the Saturdays to make sure you come to church. And he'd get you by the ear and say, "Hey, I didn't see you in church."
And the priest was so close that he was, well, like part family, really family. Like say, if I missed Mass, he'd come looking for me. He had a single car. When I'd see him, I'd run for the hills. I lived close to the hills. But I only missed one time, because that was enough.
Well, Father Swallow married us, which that was a long time ago, and I liked him. I liked them all, really. I had no problems with them. Father Benny was special.
Father Kappa, my husband and I would take him to dinner after Saturday night Mass, and Father Dean also.
Why was Father Dean special?
He is so down to earth. I mean, he talked down to earth, and he knew you, and he talked personally to you. He made sure he knew everyone, and he would just talk to us now, everyday talking. Not that he was special.
What about Father Alfred? Why was he special?
Father Alfred, well, he was, I don't know, he was just a friend. I just took to him. And he kind of took me to, I could joke with him, and we joked. And I mean, I know when he came in, he went down Barbara Tiana's, and I heard he was there, went down, sat on his, I mean, we talked and we laughed. I mean, he was just a nice person, a nice priest.
So I'm Father Aquila Rodrigo. I'm from Sri Lanka. I belong to our Franciscan order. Yeah, I think I came to United States in 2014 in August, At that time, I think I was just 34 years old, and directly I came to Core Cathedral in Charleston. There, that was my first appointment as associate rector to Monsignor Sedi in Charleston. So it was a wonderful place, my first experience in the United States, and working as a associate rector at the Core Cathedral, and it was a big place, and I was so excited, a little bit nervous too at the first time, but anyway it turned out well. And after 1 year I was appointed as the administrator of St. James the Apostle Church. My first impression was, first of all, of course, it's a little community when compared with the other big churches. But I was so happy. I was so happy when I heard that I was going to St. James the Apostle Church. I saw that the people or the parishioners are so close, and also they are related, kind of a family environment here, So that was kind of family, kind of a little home, you know what I mean? Here, what I saw is their faith is very simple faith, and they love this church, that what they have been doing, and in another way, and I can say, and this St. James is for them is kind of their second home.
I spent 20 years teaching CCD to first graders. I knew the children and loved sharing the church and catechism with them. Watching them grow in the church was very rewarding.
I taught the second grade, the first communion class. And then I used to have 10, 11, 12 in a class. And I would always bring them a treat on Sunday, which was probably a bad habit to start. But I did, because I love kids. And I remember those kids. I remember the first communion classes and the way we practiced. And Anna Powell was working with me. We worked together in the CCD. We did everything for the CCD. In fact, the church was so poor that we had to come up here in the summertime and get the old books and go through them and erase all the writing so we could use them for the next year. But the kids were wonderful. They waited for me every Sunday with a treat.
I was in charge of the altar service schedule for 50 years. I scheduled children, and then it made me smile when years later I scheduled their own children. Well, it was rewarding for me because I enjoyed every year getting a new server, or 2 or 3 servers, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed getting them trained and watching them serve Mass, and I would get nervous. Father Dean used to call me Mother Server, because when they served the first time, I'd get real nervous for him. He said, "So you're the Mother Server."
We used to have a men's organization, CYC, Catholic Youth Council, and we did a lot of things for the church. We had the school. We did a lot of painting. We did a lot of cleaning up, mopping, and it was just wonderful. We had an organization. Bob Gabriel was the president, and he was good. And when we need something, he knows someplace where you could go get it. And we like I said, it was Catholic Youth Council. It was a great men's organization. We did a lot for our church, and everybody enjoyed it. It wasn't like a job or a pusher thing. They enjoyed it.
I was in the Altar Rosary Society and officers. I was in the office, and I was in Parents Teachers Association. And whatever the Altar Rosary did back then, we did different than we do now.
I like making the pitas because we have a good time. And Easter, we make Easter bread, and there's a lot of downtime because you're waiting for things to rise and everything. And we do a lot of eating. We enjoy that. Everybody brings food, put it together, we have a nice meal. I enjoy all of it. It's a way of being with the ladies. It's a time we can all get together and talk about whatever we want to talk about. And at the same time, we're doing something to help the church.
Well, I always like to bake, so I always like the bake sales and working the baked goods, and I have baked a lot, and anytime they call me to ask to bake something, I never refuse. As long as I can do it, I'll be glad to bake anything. That was my favorite. But I also enjoyed working the flea markets. I had a lot of fun with the girls. And of course, Bernie always joined me. He was always in the kitchen as long as he was there.
What we were really famous for was our spaghetti dinners. The whole city looked forward to our spaghetti dinners.
It's really hard work, but it's a lot of fun. You know, we all work together as a team, and everything seems to get done.
It's a lot of work. It's hard work. It really is. But we all kind of enjoy it. Thank goodness for the men. They do the real cooking.
We are one happy family. No one is the boss. We do whatever has to be done. We do it.
What is it like working in the kitchen? Is
Fun.
it fun?
Well, it made it whatever you want to make of it. If you want to have fun, you can have fun. And I'll tell you, we enjoyed everything that we've put in there.
For these people, this is their church. This is their church, and this church is a part and parcel of their life, you know. And this is the place they can come and participate in the masses. They can come to engage in other sacramental activities, and they can nourish through the sacramental life, and they can nourish through the body and blood of Jesus Christ. So this is where their spiritual life is nourished. So around the altar of St. James the Apostle Church.
St. James has always been a different kind of church. Small, personal. I remember once I was very, very sick, and I got cards and phone calls, and that's what it's all about. The community. You know, church is a building, but it's the community.
This is, you know, the main thing in your life, your church. You know, this is where you know, come to pray, and it's just a safe place to be.
It means a home away from home. It means when I come in St. James to Mass, I have a peace, especially since my husband died. I have a peace that comes over me, and I think about him because we came to Saturday night Mass together for many, many years. And it means a lot to me. I have a peaceful feeling when I come in here, like everything is just lifted.
It means stability. I hope it never changes. I hope we don't lose it.
St. James is my home. I went a couple of times out of church. No, this is it for me. St. James, it's what I belong.
If I'm in trouble, I'd run to St. James. Always somebody to talk to there.
The last 10 or 15 years have been a lot of guidance to me. I figure my longevity and going to Mass and believing God makes a lot of difference while I'm still here.
St. James is my life. It's my church. I've been here all my life. You know, you're talking, what, 95 years? See, and it's wonderful. I mean, I just love it.
Oh, it means the world, really. I mean, I've spent so much time there, and different things have happened there, and I just appreciate what they all did for us.
It means everything to me. I was 6 years old when I started here. Right now, I'm 92. I mean, the ones that I grew up with, the ones we used to go over in the park with and go down a sliding board with, we came over here, and it was just memories.
And I tell everybody that I have two families. I have my family, and I have my parish family. Because we are older now. I would say 3/4 of us are 70 plus in our parish. But it's like family, and everybody's committed. If there's an illness, if there's a death, people step up the plate. You get phone calls, you get food, you get cards. People are concerned. Any of us could go to any church in the area. We've got 3 really nice churches, big churches, really pretty. But they can't give, at least me, what St. James does, and that's family.
If it wasn't in my life, I don't know where I'd be. I think everyone needs God, and they need their faith, and they need their church family.
And it means they're caring, you know. You go to some churches and the priest's outside and shakes hands with you, but it doesn't have that warmth like St. James has.
So many memories in my 67 years. I love this church. I pray that God blesses this church as it continues to love and serve in the name of our Lord. Happy 100th, St. James.